And then on the right, I will be playing against my little friend Cosmo. Hey everyone, this is Château, and today I'm bringing you a Kickstarter preview again. It will be a roll and write again. So this is my Kickstarter preview of Château. Rolling Rhino Games has approached me to ask if I would cover it on my channel, and it looked really intriguing, so I said yeah, for sure. Château is a roll and write that you can play solo but also multiplayer, and today I will be showing you both modes actually, so it will be a little bit different than usual. So I will play a solo mode, but I will also show you how it works when you play a multiplayer game. And at the end, as usual, I will give you my first impressions or review of the game, so you know if you want to back it or not. So the Kickstarter is supposed to go live on February 7th, 2023, so that's quite soon, and that's why I wanted to cover it in advance. Alright, so Château, by the way, just a little bit of trivia, is often translated as castle, but I think it would be more like a manor house, right? That would be kind of the correct translation. So with the game, there are several different buildings that come with it. So we have Neuschwanstein in Germany, we have the Château de Versailles in France, and we have the Buckingham Palace, and even more. I printed out these three for you. Actually, on the other side, you can see like a nice image of the building we'll be playing in. And of course, since I do live in Germany, of course, I will have to do Neuschwanstein today. These two I will save for the multiplayer mode that I will be showing to you. So I suggest we jump right into the game. All you need for your setup is the castle. So we have the image here of Neuschwanstein, and then we just turn it around so we can actually play the game. So the solo game works very similar to the multiplayer game. What you need is your sheet of paper, you need 2 dice, and also you need a pen, and that is pretty much all. So how the game works is you're not working to get specific points like in a lot of roller rides, but you're actually trying to finish your castle first, in a multiplayer game at least. In the solo game that won't work because you're always first, right? Well, what you do instead is trying to finish your castle as quickly as you can, and then we have like a little scoring table that I will show to you at the end, where you can see how well you scored depending on the number of rounds you took. And before we start the game, it's just one more preparation we need to do. So we need to pick one of these shapes that have 5 spaces here, 5 tiles, and need to put it somewhere in our castle, and we need to cover a hammer tile when doing that. So let me just think, maybe that would be, let me just quickly check that out. We would be 4 here. I will just take this shape here. You can rotate and mirror these shapes however you want to. So I will just take this shape here today. And then you just cross everything out like this, right? So it's kind of hard to see here. Maybe I should do them a little bit larger so you can see it better on camera. Just give me a second to correct that. There we go. So now I think you can see it pretty well. So that was the first step. And now every round plays the same. You roll 2 dice and then you work with the results. So we have a 2 and a 3 here. I hope you can see the red and black die. This one is not the easiest to see on camera, but well, these are my channel colors, right? So that's why I keep using it for now at least. So, and now you see here on the left, we have like shapes that are attributed to specific die values. We have 2, 3, 4, and 5. With the 1 and the 6, we work a little bit differently. These will be those on the right here. I will show you later how those work. For now, we will just work with these values. The 2 and the 3 we can use as many times as we want to, but the 4 and the 5 we can't. So if we use the 4 or the 5, we need to just, let's for example say we had a 4, I use this one, I cross that out, I can only use it once. The goal is to cover each single square in our manor house, our castle, however you want to call it, depending on the building, right? So that is what we're trying to do. If we cover a hammer with any shape, then we can make cross out another tile at some point. And these tiles here, like all these symbols, these have to do when we roll a 6. Actually, let me explain that now. Whenever you roll a 1 in a solo game, what you do is you can just cross out any square, any tile in your building that is surrounded by 4 adjacent empty tiles. Empty tile does not mean a tile without an item here, but actually a tile without an X, right? If there are no tiles that are surrounded by 4 empty adjacent squares, then you look for 3 adjacent empty squares, then for 2, and then for 1, right? That's kind of what we do when we have that 1. If we have a 6, we can cross out any of these symbols, for example, the treasure chest here, and then we can cross out all treasure chests on our map. So we might not want to cover all of them, right? Because if we get a 6, we can cross out quite a few tiles. And remember, we want to finish our castle as fast as possible. And the last thing you need to know is that each castle has, or each building has its own special ability. So Neuschwanstein, Schwan is the German word for swan. So that's why we have that swan symbol here. And our special ability is that we can just use that ability twice. And each time we use it, we can cross off one of these 3 swans, right? These 4 swans, which is pretty cool as well. And that is pretty interesting because each building has a different, come on, let me show you, has a different ability. So we do have some asymmetry here, which is pretty cool. You don't see that very often in roll and writes. Okay, so, but now we rolled a 2 and a 3, so we get now this shape and that one. I think we can already work with that quite well. So this one I will put in here. And the other one I will just put in here for now, because we can only cross out 2 swans with that ability. I will have to cover 2 myself. And that was the first round. We don't have a round tracker here, but in the solo game you need to track your rounds. So I will just do that. Let me just do it here at the bottom. So that was round number 1. And now we continue with the next round. And we do have a 1. So we can use that immediately. That 1 now, as I said, we need to find an empty square that has 4 other empty adjacent squares, right? And that one we can fill. So let me see. We could take this one right here, and then we could like build around here, because I don't want to use these items too quickly, to be honest. So I think, yeah, I think I'll just cross out that one here. And then the 3, we again have that shape over there. Let me see how we could do that. We could do these 3 here, because that swan we will just use with our special ability. I think that could be a pretty good idea. Okay. Oh, that was round number 2. Don't forget that. 2 and 6. There we go. We have that 6. So with the 2, we have that shape again. Let's just do it down here. And then with the 6, we can now choose any symbol that we cross out here. So we already crossed out a few symbols, right? So let's look for one that we haven't crossed out anything yet. For example, like the throne, we still have that 3 times. Also the treasure chest. The treasure chest might be a pretty good thing, actually. I think I do like that. Yeah, I think I do. So we cross out the treasure chest here. And then we also cross it out here, there, and also here. That was round number 3. Okay. So let's continue. 3 and 5. So finally we have a higher number that I can show you now. So we have that shape again. And now we need to choose one of these that we have to then cross, that we then can't use anymore. So let's see what I would like to do. I think what I would like to do is use that shape here. So just go around that corner like this here, right? And then we can't use that one anymore here. And that swan we will then later do with that ability. And the 3 around the corner, well, we could really do that, but I really would like to use the throne. Well, or actually, well, the chandelier we already crossed one out here. So you know what? Let me go around that corner here, and then now I can't cross that out anymore. And I really hope that we will get another 6 later on. You know what? Let me use one of these abilities already. I think yes, and cross that out here. Yeah, I think that's what I will do for now. Okay, oh, that was round 4. Okay, 1 and 5. So with the 1, we have that exact same thing. We need to cross out something where we have like 4 adjacent empty tiles. I think I will do one here in the middle again. Well, actually, we have crossed out 2 of the 3 chandeliers, so we could actually cross out that one here. I think that's a pretty good idea. We can still get around that corner here with that, so that is fine. And then with the 5, well, actually, I will take that immediately. I will take that T, and I will put that right in here. And you see, now we have that hammer, which we can use to cross out an extra tile. So I used 1 swan already. Then, I would like to get like the 4 here. That ring, I already crossed out 1 ring. So let's cross that out. Okay, that was round number 5. 4 and 5. So yeah, the 4 is perfect because I really want to use that 4 to put in these 4 here. And then I will use the special ability to cross out that swan. So we got these corners done now. And with the 5, let's see, we have a few cool shapes here. This one is pretty nice. With that, we could go up here. But then we would have an issue with that one, right? We could also use it right here. That would be pretty, yeah. But then we would also, well, we could maybe use it here. That might be an idea. But then, okay, I did not really think that through too well. Well, that is not too good. Yeah, let me just think here. Like this, it won't really work too well. Yeah, that could work. Okay, let's take this shape here and go. No, wait, that doesn't work because we already crossed something out there. Oh no, that won't work. I still want to use that shape because that's the hardest to use. Give me a second. And I also don't want to use the throne thing here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it right in here. Like this. That is right. Right? 3, 5. Yeah, that one's right. Okay, that was round number 6. Okay, that was a little bit tough, but I think we got it. 6, perfect. These 6 I definitely want to use for the throne here. Then we can cross out that one. And that one, and the one that I left out in here. And with the 5, I'm waiting for a 3 later on here. And the 5, oh, we can't even use that shape anymore here. We can't use it anymore. That's bad. I did not keep that in mind. Okay, well, then I will use this shape for now. And we can only put it here, I think. Yeah, that's the only one I can see. That is pretty bad, actually, but yeah, okay. So I thought I did well, but I guess that was not the best thing to do. All right, so that is 7 now. Okay, well, let's continue. 5 and 6 again. So, with these 6, I will use, let me see, I will have to use, well, we can only take the book, right? Everything else is pretty much crossed off. So let's take the book and cross out that one and that one. And with the 5, we only have that one left here, right? But that one I can't fit anywhere. So we use that as a 1 instead, right? So now we don't have any squares that have 4 adjacent free tiles and also not 3. But we have 1 tile that has 2 adjacent free tiles, so we need to cross off that one. And now we are not doing too well because we have only single spaces here. Well, I could have done that a lot better. The 3 is that shape that we can't use, and also so we need to use it as a 1 and also another 1. So first we have that one here with an adjacent tile, and then we can cross out anything else. Okay, and now we only have single tiles, so we can roll, but we will treat every roll as a 1, right? So we just cross out 2 single tiles, and then for our last round we do the same thing again. We even rolled 2 1s, and we will cross out these two here. And that is it. Did I miss anything? No, I think we got everything. And that was round 11. So you see, that is pretty much how you play the game. It is quite quick, especially by yourself. But even in a multiplayer game, it is almost as fast because everybody's playing simultaneously. You will not see that when I show you a multiplayer game in a minute, because I will have to play both separately, right? Both sheets, but generally everybody would play at the same time, right? So there is pretty much no downtime, almost no downtime. Okay, cool. So that was 11 rounds. So I do have some rules here. I will put them on screen right now. And you see here 11 rounds. That is the administrator. So we actually did pretty well, right? We did pretty well. It could have been much worse. So I think we did pretty fine. All right, let me just set up a quick 2-player game, and then I will show you how to play that one. And here we go for our multiplayer game. So we have the Buckingham Palace, indicated in red, and we have the Château de Versailles. Château de Versailles is in Versailles, that is in France, and the Buckingham Palace is in London, which we know is in England. So I will be playing the Buckingham Palace today, so maybe I should trade places here, so it makes more sense to have me on the left. And then on the right I will be playing against my little friend Cosmo. Also let me switch those pens around again. Okay, there we go. So let us start the game. So we have some nice new graphics here to show these little buildings, and now we pretty much do the same, but we have different abilities. So the Buckingham Palace, whenever, like 3 times during the game, when we roll a 2, I can use it as a 4 instead, and then but I have to cross off, I have to mark off that 4 that I used, right? And the Château de Versailles has no special ability, but it has 1 more of each symbol for a 6, which is really cool, so we can actually cross off more stuff when we roll a 6. When we roll a 6, of course, we will have to be a little bit lucky for that, right? And now the beginning, we will not draw a 5 shape in our own castle. What we will do is we will now draw a 5 shape in the other castle or just building without, but we must not mark a hammer off, right? So the Buckingham Palace, I will start. I will take this and I will draw a shape here for my opponent, for little Cosmo. So let's see. I want to make it a little bit hard on them, right? So what I could do is like draw like a really ugly shape. Let me just draw a shape like this here, 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 right? Taking that shape here. That is pretty messed up because that one is now single, and these and these 3, I don't know. That's pretty tough. Okay, and then Cosmo will do the same here, and well, he decides to do something else. You know what? I have a pretty messed up idea. We will take that T shape and just put it like this here. Ooh, that is even worse almost than what I did here. All right, and that's it. Now one player will roll the dice, which is a 4 and a 5, and then each player will see what they can do. So let's start here with a 4 and a 5. These two, this is really messed up. 4, well, I will probably, yeah, I think I will probably use this shape here to kind of get me out of this situation here. And with the 5, I will, let me think what I could do. Well, I could actually take this shape here, which is pretty nice. This one fits really nice in here. And then I cross off that hammer. And with that hammer, I will maybe just, I think we don't really have like any spot that we need to cross something off. This will be kind of tough here, right? So it might be an idea just cross off here, one of those in the middle here. I think that might be a pretty good idea. And Cosmo also will use the 4 and the 5. So we can't do anything here. No, we also can't do anything here. but maybe we could use the 4 here to cross that off. That might be an idea. And the 5, there isn't really anything really good we could do. But what we could do is take that T shape and rotate it, that we have that here like this. Because if we get a 6, we can cross off a lot of stuff here in the Versailles, right? So that might help us. All right, and now we will not cross off any, we will not mark any rounds, because it counts whoever has finished their building first. Okay, so 3 and a 5. Oh, 3 is that shape here, which does not really help us. Not exactly. But I do have a few ideas. I think I will take that T shape for the 5, put that right here like that. Then we cross off that hammer, which lets us mark off another spot. And with the 3, I will just go around the corner right here. I think that might be a pretty good idea. Well, for Cosmo it's good, because the 3, that shape here, we can actually just put that here. So that is now done. We definitely need to get a 6 for the chest to kind of get out of that situation again. Okay, and then the 5, let's see what we could do there. Well, I don't know whether I will get, like, if we will roll a lot of 6s, right? I definitely don't know that, but we could try to get that hammer down here. I think that's what I will do. I think I will just use that shape right here, and then use that hammer to fill out that one as well. I think that works pretty well. 1 and 2. Well, the 1 means, the 1 is a little bit different in the multiplayer game. Because the 1 lets us not like mark a single spot in our castle, but actually in the other castle again, right? So so if you played with more than 2 players, you would always choose the player on to your left, right? So I will try to do it like really tough again. Maybe I think I will just enclose something again, like here, like this, and we cannot cross off a hammer, right? Just like at the beginning. And Cosmo will do something similar. Maybe it's something like this here. That might be an idea. Okay, and then for the 2, we have like these 2 here. Well, of course, that's a no-brainer. And Cosmo will probably do something similar. Yeah, let's just cross off these 2 here. I think that works quite well. Okay. Also, instead of crossing something off, I could have also chosen to not use any of these shapes and use it as a 1 instead, right? Or not really as a 1, but just cross off any spot in the own castle, right? That's also something that I could have done. Okay, and then let's roll again. That's 4 and 5. Let's see. I definitely need to get around here, and I will do that with the 4 here. This is a pretty difficult layout here, to be honest. And then with the 5, I also need to pay attention that I will actually be able to cross everything off at some point, because this one is already pretty tough, right? That cross. Can I still do that? Oh, I think I can't. No, I actually can't. Oh, I messed up again. That is bad. Okay, then the only 5 I have left are these 2. Well, let me start with that one first. Let me just do this one here. That one is not too bad. And then maybe later on I can get this done here. Alright, and Cosmo will do something else, of course. But what exactly, I'm not sure yet. Okay, I do have an idea. I just don't know whether that's good, but let me just use the 5 to cross off all of this here. Like that. Because then I have that hammer, and I will use that one. That was the 5 here. And then with the 4, I will... That's what I wanted to do here. Is that a good idea? Might be. I will use this shape here to do this. Because then I have a 2 here, 2 there, and 3 there. Well, I will have to see about that. But these two, that's fine if we roll a 2. Which we will have to see whether we will or not, right? 3 and 4. So let's start here again. Well, 3 is perfect because then we can cross that one off. That was the idea. Very nice. And with the 4, that is perfect as well because that's what I wanted to cross off here. So we're doing pretty well over here. I'm not so sure about Cosmo yet. Let's see what we can do here. So the 3 we cannot use anywhere here. We can kind of work around here maybe. And then we also have a 4. Can we combine these? Yes, we can actually. And I will do that. So I will use the 3 to do this here. And the 4 I will use this shape here, which I will rotate like this. And then we have that hammer. With that one, I will cross off this single one. Which single one? I think rather this one here. Okay. So that's not all too bad. 1 and 6. Okay, so we will have to cross something off for the other person again. What will I cross off here? Something really, really stupid. Something that makes life really hard here. Yeah, maybe something like just right here in the middle. Just right in the middle there. And Cosmo will do something similar. Also something quite stupid. Let's see. Maybe something like this here is pretty good. Because there's no 3 shape and this will be pretty tough. So I think that's a pretty good idea. Alright, and then with the 6 we can choose any symbol. I definitely want to choose that one, I think. Well, but then again the book would be even better. Yeah, the book. Definitely the book. Book here. Book there. And that is it. And Cosmo will choose, well, the ring would be very good. No, but the throne is more important because there's a single one, there's a single one. Yeah, we will use the throne here. Cross off that one and that one. And I think that's it, right? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's it. Okay, let's roll more dice. 3 and 4. So 3, like around the corner, would be perfect here. Also here would be really good, but I think it's better here. So 3, like that. And 4, we still have these 2 shapes. And I will use that one here first. Well, can I still use both at all? I think I cannot. So, yeah, so I will use this shape for now. And which is pretty bad because now that ability does not help us at all, right? Because we can't use any 4s anymore. So that ability really does not help us at all. Well, let me just cross off these 4 here, like that. And Cosmo, what will you do? This 3 shape, we can't use it anywhere here. We could use it here. And then the 4. Yeah, we can actually do that. That's really good. So with the 3, we will, I just saw it. Give me a second. Here, I will cross off these 3. And then with the 4, I can just go around the corner here. And now we're doing really well. We only have a few single ones, right? So that's going to take a little time. But apart from that, we're doing really well here. All right, so 2 and 6. And with the 2, well, we could also use a 4 shape, but we can't because I used all of them. And this one I can't use, right? Can I? No, I can't. So I would have that 2 shape, but I mean, that's pretty good too, right? So I could take these 2. And with the 6, is there a symbol? Yeah, just the chest. There's one chest over here. Yep. And Cosmo will use the 2 over here. Actually, no, he will not do that. He will use it to cross out these 2. And with the 6, he will choose the ring. Like this. Okay, so we still have that 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Well, it's gonna be really close. 2, 4. Well, 4 doesn't help us, and 2 is pretty good. So with the 2, I will just take these two, and the 4 we can't use, but I can just cross off any single space. I will cross out this one here. And Cosmo, can Cosmo use? Oh, we only have single ones here. So I will just cross off 2 single ones right here. And then we roll again, like this. And now it's important because I think we can both finish, right? So I only have 1 space left. So I will just use 1 of the die to cross that last space, and that's it. So I'm done. And Cosmo will need both dice. This die here and also here. And then he's also done, I think. I can't see anything missing anymore. So we are both done in the same round, actually, right? But now for the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker means that we look at how many dice we needed in the final round. Cosmo needed both, which is worse than me because I only needed 1, right? So I would actually win the game against Cosmo because I only needed 1 die in the final round. Cosmo needed 2 on the other hand. So yeah, that is, you actually were able to witness a tiebreaker in this game, which is amazing. So I don't have to explain it anymore. That is great. So that is how you play the game. There is a beginner variant. So if you want to play it with younger players, or if you just want to make it simpler, you can also play with only 1 die, right? So you only roll 1 die, and then you do whatever that die says. It's just easier because you don't have to concentrate on several dice. And also, then you can also ignore the unique bonus for each of the buildings, right? And if you want to make it even easier, or if you want to like play on equal ground, so to speak, it does not say that in the rules, but of course, I'm just saying you could just play the same building, right? The same building, only 1 die and no unique bonus, and then that would probably be the easiest way to play the game. Well, that concludes my playthrough of Château. But what do I think about the game? Well, let me give you my first impressions. So this game presents a really simple puzzle that is quite easy to grasp. I enjoy that. The mechanism works especially well with the polyomino shapes, since most of them you can use only once. That provides you with another strategy level right there. But the small shapes you will need often you can put on the sheet repeatedly. That's a really good design decision. I also enjoy not only the slight asymmetry of the different castles, but also the fact that you can cover all equal symbols when rolling a 6. This makes you think twice about covering one of them with a shape. As many roll and write games, this has a high luck factor. If no 2 or 3 are rolled, you will have trouble filling the entire castle. In a multiplayer game, that's fine, since all players need to use the same rolls. But in a solo game, there's no mitigation for that. So bad luck can mess up a lot here. But games don't last long, so you can just start another quick game. So that is completely fine in my book. In summary, this is a roll and write game with a unique mechanism, a very light rule set, and a pretty cool theme. This makes for a quick play with satisfying combinations, which I enjoy. I can definitely recommend this to everyone who likes roll and write games that you can play pretty much at all times. If you're looking for media games, this might be a bit too light for you. But I'll definitely keep an eye on the campaign, and I will continue playing this. And there we go. You made it to the end of my preview of Château. Oh, and while editing, I just realized that I have to continue the Board Gaming Alphabet Challenge here, right? Totally forgot about that because, well, we did record and play another game this week. So that is pretty cool because now we are at 3 games. So now I can add Château here. There we go. Like this, really cool. So we got now B, C, and also S. And now I will find a cool color to finish that off. I don't know, let's just take lightly. Why not? Like that. Okay, cool. So yes, slowly but surely we are getting there, but we still have a lot ahead of us. Alright, back to the video. I want to thank all of you for your support. Especially I'd like to thank all my patrons who are generously supporting me on Patreon. The biggest of all thanks go out to Thakanor for being the biggest supporter. This is too kind. If you would also like to support me on Patreon, feel free to check out the tiers I've come up with. You'll find the link in this video's description. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why don't you let me know by liking and commenting. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up to date with my future content. And if you want to join my Discord server to hang out with me and my community, I'd love to welcome you over there. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.